We're back on a Tuesday. Come here, baby. Come here. Oh, we're back on a Tuesday with Big Willie Nation. Today was a real simple day, honestly. I'm doing these professional development courses, and I had 2 today, and they're always 3 hours long. The first one was about multitasking. I barely paid attention. I didn't really give a fuck. Because in psychology, you learn that there's no such thing as multitasking. It's not possible. Obviously now, I'm moving my hands while talking, and that's a form of multitasking. But whatever. So then my second class was on it was public speaking, about public speaking, and it was from 1:30 to 4:30. And I'm looking at it. It's like 1 o'clock. I'm getting ready to get in there. And I look, and it's like in person, like across the town. And I was like, yo, I gotta go. So I rushed over there. It was kind of a small class, but this is like the first professional development course where I and I think it was because it was in person too, but the person that was doing the talking was like a great orator. I mean, you have to be for teaching a public speaking class. But I love public speaking. And it was interesting, the class. At one point, she was asking the class, why do you like public speaking, right? And obviously, people don't like it, so they didn't have an answer. But people were going around saying, it builds community, you learn information, you feel important, whatever it is. And I was like, Nick, what do you think? And I was like, I like public speaking because I got attention issues. And I was like, this is not a noble reason as everyone else, but I just love attention, and you get the spotlight when you're the public speaker, and everyone's paying attention to you, and it makes you feel important, but also it just makes you feel seen. This is my dream, is to get the spotlight, the vanity, right? And so the last thing at the end of the class, she gave people opportunities to go and do a speech, like a 2-minute speech, or a 2-minute public speak, be a speaker for 2 minutes. And I love speaking, bro. I came up with some shit in 5 minutes, and I go up there and I kill it. I sit down, the lady next to me was like, yo, that was really good. And then after class, the teacher was like, yeah, I was like, what is your feedback for me? And she was just kind of like, you did a really good job. You engaged, within 2 minutes you had an introduction, you had a whole exercise for people to do with the message, and then you tied the bow nicely at the end with the message. And you kind of took us on a little journey, a 2-minute journey. And so I'll tell you guys this is what I said. This is gonna be not verbatim, obviously. This is just kind of what I remember. I was like, hey guys, my name is Nicholas and Bimbo, and I'm here to talk to you about a lesson that I've learned recently and am continuing to learn. For as long as I can remember, my focus has been, and what I've paid the most attention to, is the carrot dangling in front of my face. And what I mean by that is, I will feel happy when this thing happens, whenever happens. And so it's like, I will feel good about myself when I get this raise. I will feel good about myself when I get this new job, or when I move into this new house, or when the weekend comes, I'm going to feel a lot better. Or when I get a girlfriend, right? And I realized that every time I got the new accomplishment, or I got the raise or got the job, I still felt the same. Nothing changed. And so Timothy Chalamet has this great quote that is, life is coming from you, not at you. And so I would like for everyone to do an exercise right now with me. So close your eyes and imagine the cringiest thing that has ever happened to you, or that you've done. Just think of the cringiest moment, something that brings out visceral feelings. And so I was like, okay, I'll leave you guys a few moments to think about this. Now, meanwhile, I have 2 minutes. Sorry, I got a little GERD. And so after 2 minutes, after a few moments, I was like, okay. And then I called out, I was like, Tony, what did you feel? What feelings that brought up for you? Awkwardness. Okay, good. And then I was like, what about you? Regret. And then I was like, what about you, Christine? And then she said something else, right? And I was engaged, and I was like, okay. What you all just did was alchemy. You in reality, you're sitting here in front of me listening to me speak. But just for this moment, and for that moment, in that exercise, you were able to conjure up feelings out of nowhere, and feelings that were repressed, or you were able to relive a memory and almost travel back in time and conjure up these feelings that the memory brought up. And so I was like, with that ability, what the once you acknowledge you have this ability to have life come from you, you're unstoppable, because gratitude and love. If you want to feel contentment or something, all you have to do is express gratitude and think about the things you're thankful for. What I have now, like, my 18-year-old self will look at what I have now and be in absolute astonishment. I have now everything that 5 years ago I wished for, right? And whether that's living alone, or having my own place, or having a dog, or a girlfriend, or a fiance, whatever it is, or the new job, it's like I have everything I've ever wished for right now. And so I leave you all with this. With this ability, you can express gratitude and love, and how you want to. Gratitude and love are a moment's notice away, and you can feel exactly how you want to feel at any moment, right here, right now. And with this ability, and you were all alchemists. It was something like that, right? It was pretty sick speech. I just riffed this up in like 2 minutes, right? Now the next person went. They gave they're a baker, so they gave a good talk on buttercream and so there's like 6 different kinds of buttercream. It was kind of crazy. And then the third person that went, there was like 20 of us, but only like 3 people, including me, 3 people went. The next person went, and they did theirs on a specific employee benefit, like the employee education plan, whatever. But at the end of the class, I went up and asked her, and she was just like, "Yeah, you had us engaged. You had us on a journey. You took you were able to, close it up nicely with a message that's, to go off with for the audience." And she's like, "You just had a very warm and calm energy," and I felt so good, bro. But the thing about me though is, there's a teenager in me that when I feel good or I get praise, there's a teenager in me that takes that to an extreme and makes these big proclamations. And so I'm retelling all of this to Julianne on the phone, and I'm like, "Oh my God, Julianne, I'm such a freak of nature. Like oh my God, I'm just such a freak of nature. Like I'm the best, right? Like I'm so good at public. It's kind of incredible how good I am at this thing, right?" And that triggers the fuck out of her, like, because it's not just overconfidence. It's these grand proclamations. So, dude, this just happened like 5 minutes right before this video, and so we have this argument, because then she's like, "Oh well, because I'm feeling this kind of big proclamation, she wants to kind of bring me down. So she'll just start saying some humbling things instead of being like, I'm so proud of you. Like that's awesome. Like she would have said those things if I didn't make these large proclamations. But since I did, she gets triggered, or her insecurity gets triggered, because she's like, well, what about when your boss said that you're unprofessional in this way? Like, how can you be the best when you're, doing this, And then I get mad. I'm like, why are you bringing me down? Because I'm expressing something nice about myself. And like, we're going back and forth. I'm like, you're just being insecure, or whatever it is. Which is, I shouldn't, as her significant other, I do not need to repeat the things that she's repeating to herself. I need to bring her out of that and be like, no, you're amazing, you're confident, I love you. But when I was triggered, I went and poked at her too. I'm like, no, you're not. She's like, I'm just more of a humble person. I was like, you're not humble, you're just insecure. Like, there's a difference. But I don't need to say that, right? And this goes back to other things, which is like, yeah, like I didn't just take that and be like, yeah, Nick, like that was really good speech, and like you have a lot to learn, and it's awesome that you did that. Like, I'm proud of you for doing that. If I just left it as that, it would have been fine. But I took it to a new extreme, which is I'm like the best, right? And that is not flattering, right? And that is not confidence. That is arrogance, right? That is. There's something. It's like it's insecurity. What it is insane insecurity from my teenager self, who needs to feel like needs to make these grand proclamations, and then also have someone validate them to then feel good, like I am the best, right? When in reality, it's like I'm just me, and so. Like, there's some sort of irony of my speech, right? Or irony of this all. And so, like, I don't know, me and Julianne, like, there's always something to work on. There, you know, when you're in a relationship, there's things that are going to trigger you, and there's things that are going to trigger them. No matter how, you know, spiritually healed you are, you know, when you're with someone that meshes well, or like for me, we have like opposite attachment styles, and so there's gonna be things that trigger the both of us, and it's always about coming back afterward, like 2 minutes, like, yo, baby, I'm so sorry, like I was supposed to be your number one supporter, and I wasn't. Like I think I felt like I was very happy about how my day went, and I was so proud of myself, and then you came in and kind of like ruined that, and she was like, no, I was fine with what you said, but then you started making these grand proclamations that like piss me off. Like, why are you saying this shit? Like, why are you making these, you know, grand statements? And, you know, coming back afterwards, and she's going to the gym right now, and I'm making this video, and I think, you know, afterwards we're going to come back together and just, like, you know, discuss it, right? And love each other, right? And make that decision, like, whoa, what just happened? What was that? You know, for next time. And so, yeah, it's been a nice day, but the thing is, like, I'm not perfect, dude. I'm not even close to a perfect dude. I'm just me. I'm just Nicholas. Oh, I don't want to say my full name. I'm just Nick, right? And yeah, man. I have a lot to work on, which is not a bad thing. It's just like there's always room for improvement. And yeah, I love Julianne, like, with everything. I love her with all my heart. And like we get mad at each other, we might like have a scuffle or like even that, but it doesn't matter because we always like there's never a fear of like, oh, this is over. It's always like, oh, we're just having a little bit of a scuffle. Like we're literally gonna talk about this in depth in like 10 minutes after like our emotions pass, right? And it's like it's almost like it's in a way, but not so much, a safe way to express true emotions. Like she can express frustrations with me even if it's not about me. She you know, and I can be that mountain. And that her wave, you know, waves crash on. She could be the mountain that my waves crash on, or maybe we're just both waves just fucking crashing into each other, and that's okay too. Because at the end of the day, when the waves, when it all settles down, we'll just be chilling again. And I think it's like the most beautiful thing that I've experienced in my life. I love her a lot. Most I've loved someone. I can't wait to see her. I want to see her soon. Man, she's working out, and then she's going to yoga. Fuck, I want to see her for a little bit. I love her though. I love Willow. She's my favorite too. She's cute. Oh, come on. Okay. So, I don't know. Dang, that's stinky breath, girl. Stinky breath. Other than that, I don't really know. I kind of, another thing I've realized here, sit down, is that I don't think I should really be playing video games on the weekdays. Like, because I don't really feel good about myself when I do. Like, yeah, it's for entertainment, but a lot of times I'm just playing because I have nothing to do, and even if I don't want to play the game, right? And I think I just need to go and like finish up this drawing. Like, just go draw. Like, do like any creative outlet seems to be a better option than just gaming. And that's not to say like I'm playing Sponsor Hunter World, bro. I'm playing these games, but once again, it's like saving this for the weekend, or you know, or not wasting my whole night just playing from like 7 to 12, right? Playing video games. It's more like I should just like express my creativity and go edit a video, even though I don't have it, you know. Go edit, do some photography editing, and go like do this or do that, right? So I don't know, but let me see how much time I have left. We're about 15 minutes in. Ooh, I just got a pub sub, bro. I seen this guy post. I haven't seen in a while. It's crazy, like when you go to like these locations that you can, you know, I go to this Publix a lot, or like, you know, wherever you go a lot, you start seeing these people, and then you kind of build relationships with people. Oh, like, hey, I haven't seen it. It's a nice thing, even at work. Like, I mean, I have thousands of coworkers, like, in a weird, like, there's like, you know, so many people that I engage with on the daily, and I reach out to these people, and it's crazy, like when you email someone for a really long time and you've never seen them in person. Like, and then you finally see them in person, you're like, oh my god, this is who I've been emailing for months. This is crazy. And that's happened so many times at work. But other than that, It's a beautiful Tuesday. It was very rainy and cloudy this morning. Yo, this is what I ask y'all. Like, when you walk your dog, like, how do you do it in the pouring rain? Like, when it's pouring rain, like, especially in Florida, you know, it rains all the time. It's like, I gotta walk my dog, but I don't want to go out. First of all, I don't want to go get soaking wet. I don't want her to get soaking wet. But it's like, what other choice do I have? She ain't a fucking cat. So, like, do I just bring an umbrella? But that's kind of because you know, it's more like, dude, because after she poops, you know, every dog does it where they just like gripping into the ground, like with their back feet, just kind of kicking. But then when it's wet, she gets all the mud on her nails, and then I have to sit there and like really clean it up. I don't know, dude. Walking her in the rain, I mean, sometimes it's just that. But then now it's a beautiful day outside. You know what I also realized? I don't know, this may seem kind of crazy, but I'm seeing everything in polygons. Now, is that the right way to say it? Like, everything I look at is a box. Like, everything can fit into a box. Like, when you, in terms of drawing, like, even a tree. A tree is just a cylinder inside of a box. If you want to curve it, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's a box. The shape of the body, I mean, the head, it's a box. It's all just a box. You could fit this all in one box. Like, my head is a fucking oval kind of thing. Or a ball inside of a box. And my neck is a cylinder in a box. My arms are cylinders in a box. My torso is like a strange looking box. My waist, or not my torso, yeah, this is my torso. My waist is a box, tilted a different way. My legs are just cylinders. My feet are essentially triangles. Like, bro, that's what I'm talking about. When you, like, I see a lot of artists, they talk about how they only can replicate art. Like, they have to look at something and replicate it. That's all. They can't create anything like original from their brain. And it's really about fundamentals. Like, because my drawing is not like insanely, like, it's not good by any means. I don't think so. But I know, like, I have the foundations now. So, like, I'll be drawing something, just the most random, like a creature from my mind. Like, I'll just draw it and it just keeps going. And I'm like, holy shit, this will be a sick ass character. Like, dude, I drew a JoJo's character, like from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Not even because I literally just drew a character and I looked and I was like, that's such a JoJo character. And I sent to myself, she's like, such a JoJo character. But like, when you have the fundamentals that everything's just a box, like it just real, like you can just draw whatever you want. You can literally just, and then if you just connect lines here, connect lines there, and you just like, I think what helped me is like, there's this guy, I forgot his name, but he's a horror drawer. Like, he draws like horror creatures for video games and television and everything like that. And like, this is how he was inspired me to start drawing again. And like, what I did when I was like with him, I was hyperfixated on him for a couple months, is I would literally just like draw a squiggly, like a box of squiggles, look at it, and then just like define some of the lines a bit, and then it'll just turn into some creature. Like, I drew the craziest fucking creatures. I gotta show you guys at some point. But I love drawing, bro. I love this shit. I drew some crazy shit today during this professional development courses, but, and I understand that, dude. Details and shading is just about creating white space. It's just about creating negative space. It's just doing three tones: a mid-tone, a black, and a white, and a mid-tone. Like, but like, you can use that for any sort of color combination. Like, I'm actually using color pencils to finish the surreal drawing, and I'm just combining, like, I'm like, oh, this brown, this red, and this fucking random ass color makes sense together. And I think it's pretty sicko mode. But anyways, I think my time's running out. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Hope you guys have a beautiful Wednesday. Guys, girls, gays, they, them, you know, non-binary, Zer, any, all, everyone and anyone. Have a beautiful rest of your Tuesday and a beautiful rest of your night. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. How much time I got left, bro? Nice.